Meet Kevin, one of the biggest finance YouTubers that I know. Great guy, no problem against Meet Kevin. I want to address a video that he just put out regarding AMC, Ape, Aron. But before we do that, there's something that we have to touch on with the charts. I did a little bit of charting and I found something pretty interesting. All I ask you guys to do in return, it's free. Please hit the like button if you find value out of the video or enjoy watching. Also hit that subscribe button, get us to 15,000 subscribers. We are very, very close to getting there. Without further ado, let's get into the video. AMC going into the weekend currently trading at $4.64. Now we're not going to touch on the Ortex numbers or the threshold securities list. We know we're on that for 25 days so far. Now we're not going to hold it to it as the main catalyst. Also, AMC and Ape short interest both has risen. AMC sitting around 29%, Ape sitting around 18%. Now, we have been talking about a point of interest right here, late August, early September on AMC as the next one. And we all know we recently got that 100% rip, but if you take a look at the chart on the daily time frame, that got us absolutely nowhere compared to where we were back in June of 2021. That point of interest is actually more perfect than I thought. We weren't just lining it up with the earnings cycles or the other cycles that we have had drawn out before AMC even ripped back in January, but I want to show you what I have drawn out because AMC's chart is more than just a triangular flag. It's more than just a descending trend line with touch points hitting it. It's how much AMC breaks over those touch points before it gets out of control, and that's exactly what I want to talk about. You can see that I have a major yellow dashed line drawn out on AMC touching major touch points, and these are actual legitimate touch points, not the peaks that you see, not where AMC top wicks, okay? That is exactly not where you want to focus on. This is made to make TA harder for retail. First time this shifted above, you see the increase from 13% to 22 to 26 to 38 and then to 51, which is the point of interest spot. Now, what I did from here is I took the bars pattern after this rip, copied it to where we're at now, lined it up, and you can see it right here, and this would trade all the way out to about here, meaning we have this left. Now, this isn't going to trade the exact same, right? It never trades the exact same, but that is the time frame until the point of interest, and it lines up perfectly with what we have. Now, you can see following that up, you saw 8%, 20%, and then 18%, and then that next big rip, I would be lining up for another 50% move. Now, what am I even looking at? I didn't even explain it to you guys. I'm looking at how high the price action breaks above the dotted line every single time that I have drawn out. This is how high it breaks above before market makers, hedge funds, institutions, short sellers, all the corrupt bastards bring the stock down, whether that's through halting it, whether that's through dropping millions of short exempts on it. That is when they throw a rock in the momentum, and it's all a planned event. Now, even if you went back, I had the same thing drawn out and I tested it back for the first run up, and there are the same amount of percentage gains breaking above the yellow dashed line, all increasing until you get to that last spot. Now, that last spot, 57% increase. This was a pop above the yellow trend line, and this run back in June was never supposed to happen. This was not supposed to happen. They were supposed to hold this thing down, and the algorithms would have played it out back to $1.91, if not breaking even lower. This was never supposed to happen, and now they finally have control of it once again. So with that being said, lottery stocks, what are you looking at? What is the point in telling us this? Well, the point in telling us this is not to say that AMC is only going to rise to about $7.50. The point of me telling you this is our chance to have something that happened back in June and that happened back here in August of 2022 before Ape was issued, when AMC ran 51%, 52% out of the channel, right? It ran much more, but out of the dash trend line. What's interesting about this is we could have just had a major rip, right? Back here, they halted it. The one before, the point of interest before, when it broke above, it was up about 40% out of the channel. That basically almost just happened, and Aron dropped something to where it brought it back down. And back here, you know what he dropped? He issued 8 to bring it back down on that exact point of interest. Now, this is going to lead us into Meet Kevin's point. But before we do that, this is something that you could expect. Not playing out exactly, but playing out very, very similarly with AMC as to something you can expect going forward. And depending on how long this gets delayed, depending on what happens with the catalyst, this is something you could see with AMC. Before getting that next rip, that 51% gain will bring us up to $7.32, which also matches a recent resistance level on the stock. I wanted to touch on the chart. Now I want to touch on this. Meet Kevin.
Judge just argued, wanted to A, either dump shares on their shareholders as much as possible to raise money, Obviously, so the company could survive and the board of directors and the executives could keep their posh jobs with rich stock payouts. And if that diluting of the stock didn't work, issuing new stock, if that didn't work, what if I told you they then rigged a shareholder vote, legit rigged it, to be able to dilute you in another way, going around what retail shareholders actually want?
Now, Aron is an American businessman and the chairman, CEO of AMC. More recently, he became co-owner of Philadelphia 76ers, additionally serving as a CEO from 2011 to 2013. He also had previously served as president and CEO of Norwegian Cruise Line from 1993 to 1996, as well as chairman and CEO of Vail Resorts 1996 to 2006, and continues to serve on the board of directors. Now, this paragraph right here from Wikipedia about Aron, this already tells you he has connections. This guy is well built around relationships, right? He has connections. He is a suit. Just basically looking at this, he's a businessman. Now, if you come down here, I just want to read you this last sentence of the quote-unquote controversy. This is talking about the COVID pandemic, what's happening with AMC. And the last sentence states, Aron said, would likely need to step down from AMC if the stock continues to lose money, has shown poor leadership and lack of driving businesses. So this is when AMC was losing money. Aron said he might have to step down just to make his reputation look good. This is very interesting because when shareholders jumped into play, right after COVID, right? This is when Aron saw a chance to use us, okay? A chance to use shareholders and use the meme stock craze, just like Meet Kevin says, to basically save his reputation and bring this company back up. Now, if you take a look at the annual ticket sales after the pandemic, we are slowly climbing back up, trying to get back up to where we were, about halfway as of right now, which is a good thing to see. And of course, the CEO should attempt to save a company, but he's not just attempting to save a company, he's attempting to save his track record because he was going to give up on the company. Okay? He was going to give up on AMC if it wasn't for us. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up is when AMC ran back in January and ran back in June, we did not need positive earnings for the stock. The stock was way worse than it was now. But Aron says dilution made the stock go up once, dilution made the stock go up twice, shareholders stopped diluting, and now the stock has been falling ever since. Why did he say that to shareholders? Because I have a interesting theory. If we need capital and he wants to help common shareholders, why wouldn't he just dilute APE right now? Because dilution made the stock go up, right? Why wouldn't you dilute APE now that it has a almost 19% short interest, which AMC did not even have that at the time of back in January and back in June? Why wouldn't he dilute APE? The stock goes up, they raise capital, and then he can do it again, right? Why wouldn't he do that? He already forced dilution on shareholders. Why wouldn't he just do it without hurting common stockholders and dilute APE? It makes absolutely no sense. Now, Meet Kevin says APE is going to go to zero, if not, at least under $1 if AMC doesn't raise capital. And I agree that APE is going to be basically worthless if the conversion and reverse split doesn't go through. Now, I didn't vote yes for it. I voted no. I just want to let you know, I told people up here as well as Meet Kevin in a video, I sold APE. This is why, because you read very, very closely in the dockets. This is why. And guess what? The reason you would have been right for holding on to APE is if Aron was on your side. And the reason for that is because he said, listen, clear as day, shareholders said, listen, don't sell your APE. And the reason for that is because they're going to have your shares that they are able to locate. But on day one, 43 million fails to deliver. What happened? All Aron did was put out a tweet months later saying, oh, I've called the NYSE about the fails to deliver because there was a lot of backlash on him about it. And they said it wasn't a problem. That is it. You guys had no justice. We had no justice for APE at all. Now, I did buy back in at APE down here, and there's reason for that. There's risk. There's a 50-50 risk. If it goes through, you're getting that arbitrage play. AMC is likely to fall. APE is likely to meet it up there. Not only that, but I called Fidelity 2 times and confirmed that during a conversion, shorts will have to cover on APE. So that 18% short interest, depending on what shareholders hold to, this can bring this thing pretty high if the conversion does go through. Now, before we move on with the video, guys, if you want up to 16 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock, make sure to use my link, download Moomoo, sign up and make a deposit. It can literally be $1. so you guys can start earning benefits from there. That link is in the top of the description and pinned in the top of comments down below. Also guys, pop in the Discord. It's the weekend. I want to make sure you get in there before the week starts because we have a stacked earnings week. I'm also in there on the daily and post my trades as soon as I take them. Plus we have options trading alerts in there and we talk stocks all day long. So use the weekend to pop in there. It takes 2 minutes out of your day. Moving on, Congress has sent a letter to Gary Gensler and the SEC urging them to review the activities of FINRA concerning the MMTLP stock fraud. Virtu Financial expects to be sued by the SEC after talks failed to settle with a dispute over a firm's safeguards for trading data. The shares fell in extended trading. Finally, the banks that showed some of the biggest deposit declines during the second quarter weren't mid-sized regional lenders. They were the industry's giants, including JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo. The four biggest banks by assets gave a net $262 billion in deposits. When compared with the year earlier from the first quarter to the second quarter, customers pulled $62 billion from 3 of those banks. Banks are still not doing hot, and finally, to close out the video, Citadel has been telling the media that they are recording record profits. Do you know who was also constantly telling the media they were recording record profits? Yeah, that's right, Bernie Madoff. Overall, guys, hopefully you are enjoying your weekend. Let me know your thoughts on this video down below. Let me know your thoughts on the chart. Aron, meet Kevin's video. Make sure to drop a comment down below, hit the like on your way out, share the video to everyone that you know, and hit that subscribe button, check the links. I love you all. Lottery Socks out.